Today I've got part 2 of my modular ranking video for you guys. And yes, before you guys ask any questions in the comments, I am basically just shooting part 2 right after finishing part 1. That's why everything basically looks the same. And to kick off the top 5, or really, the top 5 here, we've got the Brick Bank from 2016, which is the most recent modular that I've added to my collection, which overall was a pretty enjoyable modular to build, even though compared to the more recent modulars, it was a bit simpler compared to especially the Tudor Corner or the Boutique Hotel. But you compare the Tudor Corner with the Brick Bank as well as the Grand Emporium, it definitely does show that the modulars have advanced, especially when you build the Grand Emporium, the Brick Bank, and the Tudor Corner all in the span of a year, which I did. So it definitely shows that it can hold its own. But there is one thing with the Brick Bank that I don't see. I don't know if that's just the fact that I built it late and I had to, or if the fact that I had a custom bank that was nearly done and then ended up with a huge Star Wars set that I had no room for, that I had to flip. But overall, I don't see the hype really behind the reasoning for the Brick Bank being so insanely valuable on the secondary market like eBay and Amazon. And it might just be the fact that it wasn't out for so long, as especially some of the newer ones are. But overall, I think that's just what I'm getting at for the fact that I finally got to build it after 9.5 years. But that's just my little thoughts on the Brick Bank. And then at number 4, we've got Assembly Square from 2017, which is still probably one of my most favorite modular buildings of all time, which this one was actually one that I very badly wanted for, like, I wanted a second copy when it went discounted before it was going to retire, but my mom said no, because I wanted to put one away for investment purposes, but I couldn't. And so it's like, okay, I'll just deal with it. But overall, absolutely love the build so much that I don't think it would have survived another. I don't think it would have survived a month even if we did end up getting another one. But yeah, that was still one of my all-time favorite modular buildings of all time. And there really isn't anything really bad to say about the set itself. It's one of them that I always tend to go back to, and there's a reason it's front and center in my city. And same could be said with the police station as well, just because I've always had a love for the police sets, as you guys know, because I've got 2 city ones up on the shelf right above my parts, which were actually 2 of the first Lego sets in general that one of them was the first one that I got when I was a kid, And then the first one, well, the second one was actually one of the first sets that I always wanted when I was younger, but never got until a friend of mine had had it listed on a sales site on Facebook, and so got it from him, and so I now have that displayed over my parts as well. And when Lego came out with a modular one, it was like, yep, we're getting that right away. And it was like, I was right at the point where if I got that for my birthday, I would be caught up with the modulars, because I ended up getting the police station for, I think, Christmas that year, and then the we ended up getting the hotel like right on January 1st, which that was a mistake, because they did the taxi gift with purchase like a month later for some reason. We did get two taxis, so that was great. But overall, just really happy with having the police station modular in the city and in the collection. And then one of my all-time favorites for current modulars that I'm actually real sad to see go is the Jazz Club, because I love the colors for the Jazz Club, and to finally get a pizzeria is a big win in my book, because that's one thing for the modulars that they hadn't done for many years since I'd started. That's like one thing that I'd wanted for years. And there's still two things for the modulars that I'm waiting on, and that's a post office and a library. So hopefully at some point we'll get both of those, and hopefully one of them's a corner building, so that would be great. But overall, loved the build for both buildings. Do wish that they would have taken the approach of the detective's office, at least even just a little bit, to where it wasn't like the building wasn't connected together, and that would have just done something a little bit different. Sure, they maximized the base plate for the Jazz Club, but it wasn't really, I didn't think it was needed. I would have liked to have a little bit of a walkway in between the buildings for that, or just make the Jazz Club the entire building. But overall, really happy to get the Jazz Club in the collection, and just overall kind of disappointed to see it go at the end of the year. If I had to pick any of the three current modulars to go and get a second one, it definitely would be the Jazz Club. And I'd probably honestly take that design and turn it into a full base plate and turn it into a custom town hall, because that's actually part of the reason why I've actually got all the books out, is because I want to take parts from the police station, the Jazz Club, and the detective's office and make my own town hall, because of all the modulars that I have at the moment, the only one that I don't have is the town hall. And if I don't want to spend $1,000 to get an official town hall, might as well make my own. But yeah, the Jazz Club's kind of the current favorite for me. But my all-time favorite, it's got to be the one that started it all for me around my 18th birthday. Well, a little bit before that, because I actually got this as an early birthday present. But it's 10246, the detective's office from 2015. And crazy enough, I had the choice of either this or the Brick Bank as early birthday presents, and I didn't even know it. really, but I went with the detective's office. And do I regret it taking 9.5 years to get the brick bank because I went with the detective's office? No, because overall the build for the detective's office was a lot more enjoyable, and there was an actual, like, really fun story for the detective's office, and the build was actually a lot more entertaining and just had more interesting techniques in it than the bank. So overall, I'm not too worried, especially for the fact that I've got both of them in the collection now. But overall, this one's just a pretty special one for me. And with the big thing that I've got on the way that'll be part of my Christmas haul, the detective's office is going to be playing a major part in the new section of the city that'll be getting started probably in 2026. So there's going to be quite a few changes to the city next year, starting off with my Christmas haul. So just wanted to do this ranking basically to start off some plans for next year. So you guys can tell me your thoughts on the full ranking in the comment section below, and just like and subscribe for more because I will do more in the future.